All right, my food mood friends, welcome back. Chandra Zasdan Odyssey. Yes, today I want to talk about the symptom of being overweight.
Welcome! Here is your hostess and coach, Chandra Zaz, helping people make food and mood changes doable without missing out. Go ahead, high five that like button, subscribe and share while you're there.
Part of my journey, my health journey, definitely had to do with my weight. And it's something that I haven't really talked a whole lot about. And it's something that I'm working with a number of my clients. And I'm also in contact with a few other people who are really, that weight is part of the health issue that they're dealing with or part of their health goals that they're wanting to change. And so I was really thinking a lot about weight loss from several different angles recently, and I was wanting to kind of share with you my story and like how my journey and how I look at and think about and see weight loss and the weight of our body. If you're looking at me right now and you don't know me very well, you might think that I'm like a naturally thin person, and you might think that my marketing person recently told me like, of course you're so beautiful on camera. And I was like, wow, that's such an interesting feeling to hear, of course, because I've always been kind of like the fat, unhealthy, not really good looking kid girl well into my, even I would say like late 20s. I was not very attractive. Sure, there were some people attracted to me, but I was not really well. I was inflamed, a little swollen, chubby. At a couple different times, it was 50 pounds overweight, which is when most people hear that, they're pretty shocked. And when my friends and family hear it, they know that that was part of my story and part of my serious struggle. Around the age of 10, my mom sat me down and suggested that I maybe go on a diet. And I had a really hard time hearing that. And my weight was something that I really, really struggled with. And now on the other side of it, I really see and understand that weight is a symptom of what is going on in our body, what's going on with our metabolism, what's going on with the actual foods that we're eating. And I'm not saying diet because I'm really not, I did a lot of diets, and diets are, they're not sustainable.
Hello, my friend. How are you? I'm in the Dead Sea, floating in the water. Go ahead and like and share and follow so we can keep in touch.
So when we permanently change the way that we eat, like into an actual lifestyle, and we really ingrain the habits that really serve our body, that's when we maintain our weight. So I've maintained my weight, except for, of course, during my pregnancy, for the last 12 plus years, maybe 13 or 14 years. I've maintained this weight that I feel within like a couple pounds. I'm not like crazy rigid, and I do sometimes gain a couple pounds or lose a couple pounds within, I would say within like 3 or 4 pounds. So after making a certain lifestyle change to the foods that we eat, when we're really focusing on eating nourishing foods and we're not overindulging in the foods that spike blood sugar and make weight gain and create over desire and over hunger and insulin spikes, and there's a lot of foods out there that actually really cause us to gain weight. That's a big part of the issue. But the part that I actually, and I really work on that with my clients in my program, that the food that we eat does incredibly matter. But the part that I'm really wanting to share with you guys today is the part about the emotional side. Because when I was young, I tried a lot of diets, I tried a lot of restriction. And I also, what I really did, which is the saddest thing for me, is the beating myself up and really hating my body and really talking negatively to myself and telling myself that I remember like looking at my thighs when I was shaving in the bathtub and saying like, if only you can get these thighs skinny, then somebody's gonna love you. And I was so mean to myself. And for many years, I used this very like aggressive, mean, negative self-talk in order to try to lose weight. And I think that the beginning of every like true relationship with our body and with our ideal weight, it has to begin with love. Like it has to be like connected and loving of ourselves and loving of our body, loving of the miracle of being alive and our bodies functioning. And the biggest reason is that when we love our body, then we talk nicely to ourselves. And when we're talking nicely to ourselves and we're feeling love, we're automatically going to make better food choices. When we're beating ourselves up and we're creating bad feelings, we're only giving ourselves more reasons to overeat and to eat the foods that are comforting but make us gain weight. So when we start with loving ourselves and really forging and creating a deep relationship with ourself, with our mind, with our emotions, with our body, and from there we make the food changes, that is where the magic happens. And that's where it's sustainable. That's where it lasts a life. That's where the pounds start to melt away and they don't come back, because we love ourselves and we're showing up in a loving way for ourselves. So this is the kind of work that is like nearest and dearest to my heart, is these food changes to really enhance our experience of life, whether it is getting rid of a symptom, which was definitely a part of my journey. Like not only was my weight part of my symptoms, I also had eczema, I had constipation, I had brain fog, I had a number of symptoms. And that's why I also really like to categorize the weight as a symptom, because my body wasn't working well and I wasn't working well with my body. I was making my body I was overusing my digestive tract. I was overusing the pleasure of eating food to deal with my emotions. So that's how I really like to think about it. I like to look at food and I'm like, is this for actually nourishing my body? Or is this like, I'm trying to comfort myself and I'm telling my digestive tract to work harder instead of me managing my mind, or instead of me having the hard conversation, or instead of me dealing with what it is that something in me wants to deal with. So once we stop overusing our digestive tract, once we start really eating nourishing foods, and we do it from a place of really loving ourselves, of really wanting the best for ourselves and wanting the best for how we're going to feel tomorrow after our meal, 10 years from now, when we really make that connection and we make it from a place of love, that's where the food changes and the weight loss and the symptoms start to really shift in a flowing, powerful way. Like it's not about restriction. Like I tried restriction, I tried deprivation. I'm sure if weight is part of your issue, I'm sure you've also tried that. I'm sure you've tried beating yourself up, or giving yourself like the carrot or the stick, or negotiating with yourself, or promising yourself you're not going to. Wow, I don't remember so many nights I laid in bed and my stomach was in so much pain. I was so sick from overeating. And I would like promise myself I wasn't going to do it again tomorrow. And I would, like, so many broken promises. Oh, it's a journey. It's really a journey. And it is possible to do it from a wholehearted, connected, loving, really healthy and sustainable way. It's what I do. It's what really helped me solve all of my health issues and then get to the place of really optimizing my health. It's the journey that I take my clients on. I help them fall in love with themselves, manage their mind, manage their stress, try focusing on, I do like a 30-day food reset where I like challenge people to do their next stage, whatever it is they want, but it's some kind of like, especially my baseline is giving up sugar and flour and alcohol for 30 days, and to really see what the difference is in your body. And also for weight loss people, it's like when we take those 3 things out of our diet, our weight changes like it's a big deal. Like to take the big insulin spiking foods out of our diet, our body automatically, like it has a break and has a time to start metabolizing and yeah, those, if you want a really quick, simple way to lose weight, cut these 3 things out of your diet. Now, the trick is in my program is that for 2 months before we do that, we work on all the emotional stuff. We work on managing the mind. We work on feeling the feelings, lowering the stress. We work on all of that part first before we do the food, because just going straight to the food, it kind of gets back to that restriction deprivation, because you're just like, I just cut it out. But we do it from this like wholehearted, loving place where it's like, I want to feel the difference. I'm curious how I'm going to feel. Like, I want to give myself this gift. Like, it's, that's the magic. That's where the energy is. Love is just the best, right? So why not love ourselves, our body now, every day, in all the imperfections, and make all of our choices, our food choices, our mental choices, our stress choices, our life choices, why don't we make them from more love? That's what my goal is. And I also want to say, like, I don't love my thighs. Like, that's not quite accurate. I do love my thighs. They're the body part that I've hated the most my whole life. And my Russian mother-in-law was just actually telling me that she doesn't wear shorts because she doesn't like her legs. And my grandma, I never saw my grandma on my dad's side. I never saw her legs. She always had them covered because she said she had ugly legs. And I wear short shorts. I'm 40 years old and I wear short shorts and my legs are not perfect. I have cellulite and they're not perfect. They're not ideal. They're not anything magazine worthy, but they're my thighs and they're strong and they take me places. And I enjoy wearing short shorts, even if they don't look perfect. I do squats, I work out, and I love them for exactly as they are. I have really come to love my thighs. And I've actually been really intentionally telling my little one how beautiful her body is. Her father also has big thighs, so I'm guessing she's gonna have big thighs. So I always tell her that I really love her thighs. And so she often will tell me back, Mommy, I love your thighs. And it's such a like beautiful thing, like planting those seeds of love. So until next time, I'll see you soon.